digest. From lane to the new shining ground, echo chants where the legends are found. Heroes carved in the heart of time, we march on through grit and grime. Oh Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire. Oh Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire. Echoes of King and Greaves in the air. Every goal, the sound declares. Heartbeats pound like a drummer's song, marching forward, fierce and strong. We're the ones who rise in the clash. Numbers running in a white shirt dash. History burns in the roaring crowd. Every game we scream it loud. I'm Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire. We're the ones who rise in the clash. Numbers running in a white shirt dash. History burns in the roaring crowd. Every game we scream it loud. I'm Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire.
Hi guys, and welcome to THFC Till I Die, your home of Tottenham past, present, and an exciting future, of course, on the Thomas Frank, as he takes us to the glory land, as he takes us to the promised land, and leaves James with growing more hair and becoming like Moses as he comes down with the 10 Commandments. I shall beat Arsenal every season to the league. And then he realizes the whole Arsenal fans down there, he smashes the tablets and says, piss off, I'm walking back to the pub. But anyway, joining me on this glorious sort of an emergency stream at 1 in the afternoon. I know we're 24 hours after everybody else has talked about it, but you know us, we're not conventional. We don't follow the norm. We don't follow everyone else. We do what we do. We do it our way. It's James from his bed. Now, I don't want to ask, it's a bit early to go into detail what you're doing on your bed. That is an after 9 stream. But how are you, sir, apart from that?
I'm good, thank you very much, and I'm just chilling. There's no
sure?
big conspiracy. Just quite happily chilling on my
Well,
bed.
there's always a conspiracy. You and me are looking to start a conspiracy channel. I mean, that's how good we are. And we were talking about it the other day, especially with the moon landing and this object floating around space at the moment. I mean, I did get news from NASA last night. I was speaking to a NASA spokesman last night. Now, he says off the record, he was speaking to me and James last night. And they did say the aliens did have a look at Earth, saw Manchester United were playing, and he said them Earthlings have been through enough. So they've now decided to leave us alone. So thank you. Thank you. We've got something to grateful for Manchester United to do now.
Yeah,
grateful.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, a bit of news broke the other day, James, yesterday morning, which I think you fell out of your bed and I fell out of my bed. Before we do that, and I'm rude, housekeeping. Big up to the one person that's watching us. Big up. Well, who's come in anyway and commented. Big up to Giant68. Big up Dermo and Chat and James. Big up to you, sir. Hope you're doing well. was Enic invested £100 million or euros into Tottenham Hotspur.
100 million quid, yeah.
Yeah. Now, everyone's thinking, yeah, 100 million quid, that's going to go towards transfers. That's going to go towards this and that. I want to put another spin on it. Right. Now, according to Kevin Maguire, I think his name's Kevin Maguire. This is from an article written in Tottenham News.
Yes, I've just got that article up, to be fair.
Yeah. Now, I have taken a few bits in it and put it into the banners, and big up to Wayne Bonner as well. Good afternoon, Dermot James, and all in the chat. Hope all is well. So 100 million to play with, eh? Let the funds begin. Yeah, we're going to sort of take a different way of doing this.
Yeah, that 100 million to play with might not be to play with, Wayne. That's all we're going to say.
Now, speaking exclusively to Tottenham News, Maguire said it's more to do with the cash flow than anything else. Spurs owe 340 million in installments and unpaid transfer fees. For example, Spurs have spent over 100 million a year in the transfer market. 6 years out of the last 7 is how well it's spent. That is the issue. Now, if you're looking at that, 340 million in unpaid transfer fees, it's not good enough. It shows. Look, I want to start with this. Does it show incompetence from Daniel Levy that he's left this with this manager of debt, or is that down to Johan Lang and the recruitment team? Who should take responsibility for that?
I think it's a bit of both, really. I won't say it's 50-50. I'd probably say more like 70-30 leaning on Daniel Levy. He's, yes, the recruitment team set deals up and everything, but at the end of the bottom line is Daniel Levy agreed to most of these deals himself. So, yeah, I would put more weight on Daniel Levy than on the recruitment team, but there is some responsibility of the recruitment team as well.
Yeah, there is. I mean, 340 million is a lot of money to have on paid in transfer, and this is not going back to last season, isn't it, James? This is going back multiple seasons, like. Yeah,
but it's over about it's roughly 2 or 3 years, because normally clubs want it on a free. Either they'll want 6. Sorry, let me get this right. Either they'll want 12. No, I was right first time. 6 monthly payments or 3 12 monthly payments. That's how clubs. They don't like spreading it out, and 3 years is around about the magic number because it fits in with PSR and financial fair play and all that business. So to me, that's usually where it is. So if we've got 360 million, is it 360 or 340? 360, 340 million in unpaid money. That could include a lot of money that we spent this summer as well. Kudus' deal was split over a period of time. Simmons' deal was split over a period of time. So it depends on when their initial payment was made or when we are. So this 340 million, yes, we could owe it, but is it 340 million that's desperately needed to be sorted out by the end of the season? If you understand what I mean, or is there another 2 years on it?
It makes no difference. There should not be any transfer debt. You look at any big successful teams, yes, they do over 2 or 3 years, but they don't let it accumulate up. They don't let it back it up. I mean, look, I'm going to read out the statement in full. This is what came up from the club yesterday. And I think it's fair to balance it out for what they said in there, and maybe we can look into a bit deeper into it, James, and what they're trying, where we can see where it's landing. Like, we are pleased to announce that a majority shareholder, the Lewis Family Trust, has, through Enic Sports and Development Holdings, Limited, Enic injected 100 million of new capital into the club. This equity injection will further strengthen the club's financial position and equip the club's leadership team with additional resources to continue to focus on driving long-term sporting success. This additional capital is part of the Lewis family's ongoing commitment to the club and its future. Peter Charrington said, non-executive chairman, Tottenham Hotspur, said, I've stated a few weeks ago, our focus is on stability and empowering the management team to deliver on the club's ambitions. I know that the Lewis family are also ambitious for the future. Today's capital commitment reflects ambitions for the future, reflects that ambition, and I would like to thank them for their ongoing support. We will continue to do all we can to ensure that Vinay and his team are supported the best way possible to take the club forward. So, I mean, what's the one thing that stands out from you from that statement? Mine is the commitment, the continued commitment. So it shows that maybe Enic weren't the problem. Maybe Daniel Levy was the problem, but we won't know that until next summer. But with January coming up, is this also an injection of, right, okay, we can sort out the 340. Don't worry about that. Here's the extra 100 million. That's for January's transfer market. What do you think? What springs out from you from that statement?
The bit that sort of jumps out at me is this additional capital is part of the Lewis's family ongoing commitment. So the bit you said about the ongoing Lewis's family's ongoing commitment, it's the bit that's just before that. This additional capital. So does that mean there is plenty of money still in the coffers? Because this is additional capital. Yeah, it could be, Wayne, we don't know unless that 100 million to cover Doris for Tea Ladies pay rise. Yep. So is this capital, is it additional capital to strengthen the backroom team, or is it to strengthen the footballing teams? Because we can't take anything away. Enic owned the women as well, and you've got your youth academies for all things. So in the grand scheme of things, is what could we say? If we're going to split it equally, we're going to 33 million each? 33 for the men's, 33 for the women's, 33 for the backroom youth academy. So investing in new younger players and new contracts and things like that, because it all comes out of the pot. It all comes out of a pot. New contracts, ground maintenance, signing players, signing new players. All comes out of the same pot. And Ryan says it perfectly. He says, fancy 100 million investment and think players. Absolutely. They do.
I agree with this.
And reality is that capital could be used to write down debt if they wanted. Absolutely. But that's the thing. That's the thing that is key to me. It's additional capital, Ryan. It's the additional capital. So we've already got capital there. There is already finances in the bank, because Spurs are not a poor club. Their bank balance is always sat very healthily. So I think it means something, but I don't think it means that, oh, great, we're going to have a 200, 300, 400 million pound war chest come January, because that's just not going to happen.
So why can't we not dream? Why can't we not dream? Why can't we, like, I know what Rain Man is saying, and I probably do agree with him, and what you're saying as well, James. I agree with the pair of you. But why can't we not dream? Why can't we not dream it's just for players to help Thomas Frank improve the squad in January? We know we need a left back. We know we need a striker. Why can't we not dream? And look, I get it. Everyone wants to be sensible, and everyone wants to be logical, and everyone wants to be thinking probably, look, this is what it is. This is what it's for. But as a football fan, as a Spurs fan, as somebody that wants his club to win so much, I want to dream it's for the players, but why not be honest with the fans? Why not be honest? Say, look, come out with the fans. This is how we're going to do the transfer window in January. This is how we're going to do it next summer. Yes, we have to put 100 million in, but that's to cover A, B, C, and D. Why not be honest with the fans? That's the bit that gets me.
I think if you look at it from an outside point looking at it, for instance, and that's how I'm trying to look at it. If you declare so we've had this £100 million investment, right? If you categorically state that this £100 million is for signing new players, if you say, okay, we're investing 100 million, this is to go on top of the 100 million that we've already got that we're going to spend. So we've got 200 million to spend in January, right? And we sign one player and it costs 30 million pounds. The fans are then going to be in uproar saying, well, why didn't we spend the other 170 million? So, and then if you've got a 200 million pound war chest, and this is a hypothetical, I'm speaking hypothetics here. I'm not saying we have. If you then declare that you've got 200 million pound war chest and you go to, I don't know, let's think, player who's been linked with his Middlesbrough kid, Hayden something.
I know who you mean. I can't think of his name, but I know what you mean.
I can't think of his. Is it Michael Hayden or Hayden Hackett or something like that?
It's something Hayden. Maybe someone in chat might let us know. Actually,
yeah. But anyway, this is so Middlesbrough have caught wind. We've got 200 million pound to spend. This kid's value is 25-30 million. Oh, but here comes Spurs knocking on the door. Hayden Hackney, that's it. Cheers, Ryan. Yeah. Thank you. I knew it was Hayden something. And I thought it had Hack or something in his surname, but Hayden Hackney, thank you. So he's valued at, say, 25-30 million pounds from a championship club. That's top end championship club sort of money. 25-30 million. Spurs come along, Middlesbrough are going to turn around and go, okay, so we value them at 40 million. And Spurs then are going to be like, well, that's too much for us. And then Middlesbrough are going to turn around, well, we know you've got the money. It's been in papers that you've got the money.
Yeah, but isn't that the same every transfer window with us, though? Isn't that the same with every window that Tottenham come along and it's like, here comes the Tottenham tax? So, look, I get what you're saying, but I look, the same Rayman's point, it doesn't matter unless it's continuous investment. And that's the main thing. It's continuing investment. We don't want investment here and there. I mean, they're saying the statement themselves. Where's my mouse gone now? Let me bring the statement back up. Sorry, let me just do that. Let me take that off. Sorry, Rayman. It says here, Lewis family's ongoing commitment to the club and its future. It says that this additional capital is part of Lewis's family. So, is this now something that why didn't the Lewis family do this under Levy? Why is it suddenly now so changed? Is it because the Lewis children have taken over and they want a different sort of outcome to what old man Lewis did and Levy did? So, is there a changing of the ways within the Enic itself, the running of Tottenham, because of Vivian and Charlie and Peter Carrington's come in and Vinay as well? Maybe there is a changing of the ways how Tottenham are.
Some of it could be that. I think what Ryan's saying is that we need continued investment. This statement doesn't sound very continuous. This is sort of okay, we're going to pump a bit of money into the club to make it look. It could be a smoke and mirrors sort of tactic. Going to pump up this money in. make it look like we're doing good for the club. I'm still a firm believer that come the summer we're looking for new owners. We're getting new owners.
I'm a firm believer that maybe it might come sooner than that. Personally, that's just my personal opinion. I think we might be looking at after the January window. You look at Manchester United. There's rumours swirling around yesterday and today that they're in the verge of being taken over by a Middle Eastern, Qatari person. Is it Qatari or Saudi Arabia? I think it's Qatari.
Yeah.
To buy out the Glazers. I do feel Tottenham is prime example or prime real estate for anyone to take it over. Big up to, I'm going to get a few comments here because look, I just think there's more to this than meets the eye. I really do. I don't think this is just everyone's got all happy. Yes, Enic are investing 100 million. I'm sorry, there's more to this than meets the eye. I think anyone thinks this is just going on players, are you going to be sadly disappointed? And maybe it's 25 years of being led up the garden path, and every time we get let down. Call me cynical, call me whatever, but I still don't think Enic will want to. Enic are still pulling the same trick. And I'm not trusting them at all. I'm sorry. I still think them and Levy are tied at the hip. Until you get both of them gone, Tottenham will never move on to the next stage. Because there will always be a way, James, of them being the same old story. I don't look 100 million, great. If they pumped in 300 or 400 million, I might say, oh, hang on a minute, things might be changing here. Well, what's 100 million going to buy you? I agree. I think I agree with people in the chat. I agree with you when you said at the very beginning, this is being used for debt. And I agree with that article. I really do, James. And that's my view in it. I think something bigger comes along.
Sorry, I'm just reading an article as you were talking. I was listening. It's on Football Fancast.
Yeah.
At the moment, it's one of the articles I do read, and it does state the name of the article is what Enic's £100 million cash injection will actually be used for at Tottenham, and it goes on. It says a little bit about like warbles on about potential takeovers and everything like that. What it actually means to the club, and it says. However, I'll just read the article here. It says, however, the Lewis family have been crystal clear Tottenham are not for sale and they're there to stay. With CEO Vinay Ventukasham now taking a more prominent role in the day-to-day running of Spurs, the ex-Arsenal chief, technical director Joanne Lang and manager Thomas Frank are currently formalising what they'll need to drive success on the pitch moving forward. According to reliable journalist Alistair Gold, which I believe Ali is good close mates to one of the sources that I have contact with. So normally if Ali's saying it, my source does usually bounce it back to me as well.
You sure it's not Ali Gold, your source?
No, I wish, but I do know he's a good mate of Ali's. Their decision to pump 100 million of new capital into the club is just the start of their financial backing, and more money is set to be made available in the near future. And it states here, one source close to the Lewis family has also dropped an exciting 5-word message after their 100 million investment, stating, and this is bold and underlined and everything, this is initial additional funding, which is a clear signal that Spurs majority owners will continue to provide funds after this. So the 100, and it goes on to say, is what this actual 100 million, according to their information, Spurs are set to utilise this £100 million bankroll to cover the day-to-day operations at N17 without the need to increase their borrowing. Non-executive chairman Peter Charrington, who stepped into his role immediately after Daniel Levy's resignation, and Vinay will decide which areas of the money will be spent on strengthening. So yes, there's going to be money, could be money put to one side for players, but by the looks of it, it's going to be mainly used for the day-to-day running. But like that article states, they're saying that it's an initial investment into the club.
I get the initial, but I just don't trust Enic. I'm sorry. I don't trust them. I could trust them as far as I can throw them. I want to see proof. I want to see actual proof. And the proof in the pudding is going to be in the transfer windows. It's going to be in January. It's going to be next summer. It's all right writing articles and writing this or this is what this is for. You can write down anything you want. I can write down and say this channel's we're going to invest, I don't know, €2,000 into this channel. But does that mean we're going to invest it on better graphics? Does it mean we're going to invest it on other things? Do you know? And I get
paying
it.
For a co-host.
Secretive. Pardon?
Yeah, paying for a co-host.
Yeah, you to go full time with me. Something that I want to happen, but I have to save up my money to do so. We'll welcome a few more people in chat. Big up to David Clark. Hi from Leicester. I would go for Simeone and Anderson in the summer. I would say with Charlton and Solanke until and use the money to buy a top European number 9. Do you know what? I couldn't really disagree with you a lot. Big up to Rhino. Yep, Dermot, when children take over the family business, you're often seeing them go, I wanted this, and then that to happen, but the young man won't let us. David says there's still no football man on the Spurs board. That's something I want to talk about as well, and I think it needs to be talked about. It's filled with financial experts. Until Spurs invest in a world-class scouting department, there's nothing will change as regards for challenging titles. Dermot, you know I'm not afraid to disagree when I'm minded to. That is true. That is very true. You are very, very, you do. I have to say that, Rayman, you do. But I reckon you guys are spot on. Jesus. With everything
hang on. Thank God I'm in my bed, because I might just faint.
Yeah, I'll big up the rain, man. David says Enic are now not under Levy's control. Joe Lewis family have taken back control of Enic. That's another thing. That's another option as well.
Yeah.
Maybe that's true.
Yeah.
Big up to Archer.
This one from Archer. It says they aren't going to save us 200. This is exactly what I was saying. We're not going to save us £200-300 million to spend as every other club then puts the price up on the players.
Yeah, I think that was my comment about why don't Tottenham put in the £300-400 million investment. I still stand by what I said. I said if you're going to do that, you want to do it right. You're going to do it. This 100 million here or 100 million here, it ain't going to get you very far. And maybe you're right, James. Maybe it is for the running of the club, the savers going into further borrowing or debt. But I just think the proof has to be in the pudding. And Enoch haven't proven anything to me. And too many people are getting all excited about this 100 million. What does 100 million get you these days? Nothing.
Not a lot.
Doesn't buy you one.
Probably one superstar player if you can haggle the price down. But yeah, you're looking at, Alexander Isak, 120 odd million, TK.
Yeah,
I think it caps out at round about 85 million after his installment. So I think it was 76 plus an extra 9 in add-on. So that's 85 million.
Yeah.
So you're getting a top player, but it's whether or not this top player is whether or not they're going to be able to sort of get the kind of top player they're going to want in January. I think that's the key. But
yeah, you look at other clubs, right? In the summer, we didn't spend a lot, really, when you think about it, did we?
No, when you look at the outgoings that we had, the players that we did sell, the loan, everybody always forgets, and it's one of the big things that I've discovered recently. Everyone forgets about loan fees. So
Yeah.
loan fees are a fabulous way to make money. So I'm not saying that all loans are going to make you like millions and millions and millions, but for someone like Mikey Moore who went up to Rangers, now I think there's about a £2.5 million loan fee on top of that.
Yeah.
That's it, covering it. That is a monthly payment covering his wages and everything like that. That's what it's worth to Spurs. And you look at all the players we've got out on loan.
Yeah.
I believe that the loan, I think it was somewhere in the region of about 20 to 30 million we're going to receive this season just from loan fees from players that we've got out on loan, by not paying the wages, by not having to pay the wages, and by getting a bit of money income from the clubs that we've loaned them to. I agree with Rowan. Tell signing of the season, mark my words.
Yeah, I've got a few starred. I'm going to bring them up. I've got 3 or 4 starred. I just want to ask you a question, James, and go on to this. It's the spending, right? Transfer spending of clubs of the last transfer window, the last summer, right? So you're looking at Liverpool top with 482.9 million euro they spent. 15 players bought in, income of 219, so 12 players departed. That's a balance of minus 263. Now, I'm not going to go through all of them. There's only 2 teams that ended up with a positive balance. Actually, 1, 2, 3. I know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams in the Premier League ended up with a positive balance. They are Bournemouth, Brentford, Brighton, Palace,
Newcastle,
and Villa.
Oh,
No,
that's
Newcastle. Tottenham are 7th in that league with a spend of 210 million, 210.6 million, 41 million income. So that leaves them with a minus balance of 169.1 million. Arsenal spent 293 million. Newcastle spent 278 million. Manchester United spent 250 million. Forest spent 236 million. We spent 210. Man City spent 206 million. Sunderland spent 187 million. West Ham spent 143. You look at ours, 210 million, 15 players bought in. And then
15?
We had 15.
Can you name them? Because I can't name 15 players that we brought in.
I can. I'm just going to hopefully close this ad down. Okay, so hang on. Where is the players' arrivals? Simmons, Kudos, Tell, Danso, Luka, Taki,
Luka Vuskovic.
Palunia. Yeah, Taki, Palunia, Randall Colo, and then Højbjerg went out. Brian Hill,
right, but that's 8. You said there's 15 come in. That's only 8 players.
Hang on. That's on transfer market. So you want to? It's a bit complicated how they do it. It's because don't forget, players had to come back off loan before they were sold as well. So Højbjerg had to come back to us before he was sold on to Marseille. So he's twice on the books. He's twice on the coming in and coming out books, if you know what I mean. So you had a lot of people coming back. You had Hill coming back.
Right.
And, do you know what I mean?
I see. Yeah. So basically, what you're saying is that yes, there's 15 players, but some of them are loan returnees.
Some of them returnees. So you look at Højbjerg, Hill, Solomon, Devine, Yang, Phillips, Velez, all came back off loan. And then when it comes to the departures list, they're all then. So Højbjerg went for 13.5 million. Brian Hill left for 6.5 million. You've got Mikey Moore, Solomon, Luca, Alfie Devine, Yang, all out loan transfers. Velez as well. Don't forget Sergio Reguilon left out contract. So did Fraser Foster, and so did Alfie Whiteman. Matthias Tell then was bought in from loan from Bayern Munich. Danso was bought in from loan from Lens, and Terma Werner went back to Leipzig. So there's your 15 in and 15 out, but 210 million. It's. Do you know what? If you look at it, you look at the players we brought in. We haven't had a bad summer, but what do you want to see in January? What do you want to see in January? And do you think Enic might invest more when it comes before January?
So everybody's calling for a striker.
Yeah,
everybody's calling for a striker.
we're not
we
getting
need a
that in
striker.
January,
We need a
by the
striker.
way.
No, we're not. I'm waiting with anticipation for. Sorry, just got to get a pillow up. Yeah, that's a bit better. There we go. Bit better. My neck was craning. Height of comfort, Dermot. Height of comfort.
I know.
So
I pay good money for your comfort as well.
yeah. So we're not getting a striker. We're not going to get one. We're not going to get one that's going to come in and bang us 20 goals in the second half of the season. I really want to see Randall Colomwani given a chance. He's a centre forward.
I do.
We know he's a centre forward. Hopefully he's getting over his dead leg and his fitness levels are increasing, and we're going to be able to see him back after the international break. He could be our striker in the making, in the waiting. Yeah. He could be sat there waiting for us to go. Because Solanke's not doing it. Yes, he had the game against Leeds. He saw flashes of what he was capable of. And I think that was probably one of his best games he's had for Spurs since he came, even on his loan, from his loan. So I think he's starting to show, and I think he probably suits a Thomas Frank system better than an Ange Postecoglou system.
I think so. I do agree with you on that. I do. Look, a question on that. Harry Kane, we know he's not coming back. We know he's probably signing a new contract at Bayern Munich. Then he will end up going to the MLS. I have a funny feeling he may end up at LAFC. Do you know that?
Yeah, with Sonny.
With Sonny. He did an interview. Look, we are going to get to comments in a minute, guys. We know there's loads of comments coming in. We've got them starred as well, some comments. So we are going to get to your comments in a minute. Just wanted to talk a little bit about this. Harry Kane has flirted with the idea of going back to Tottenham as he continues to flourish at Bayern Munich. Now, sources told Football Insider that Tottenham are planning a dramatic attempt to re-sign Kane from Bayern Munich. Now, he did put out a statement. He did an interview, didn't he, the other day, where he did state that he was quite happy in Germany. He was quite happy to finish his career in Bayern Munich. Why would you want to go now? They're successful. They're going to win trophies. I don't think this Premier League sort of leading scorer means a lot to him, to be fair.
No.
I do feel that, look, we have to move on from Harry Kane. So are too many fans looking at Harry Kane's return? Are they going to be led to the disappointment? Because I think they are. I do feel they're going down the road of disappointment because, look, everyone would love Harry Kane to come back to Tottenham, finish off his career at Spurs, 2 or 3 seasons with us, and then go off to the MLS for the last bit of his career. But
it's not going to happen.
No, it's not going to happen. But the only point I will also make in this, going back to a former club does not always work. The second time around, it doesn't. I think there's only 1 or 2 that did work. Ian Rush was one when he left Liverpool, went to Juventus, and came back again. That worked.
Teddy Sheringham was another one. Teddy Sheringham was one when he left us to go to Manchester United, and when he came back, and he had an okay return. It wasn't set the world on fire return, but he had an okay return.
Robbie Keane as well when he left Liverpool, left us to go, came back again. Now I love Robbie Keane anyway. Just because just because he's our leading goal scorer in Ireland, but I just love Robbie Keane as a player. Look, we've got a load of things coming in. So what I want to do is get on with this. So if I bring them up, do you want to read them out? And then what I'm going to do, guys, the comments I got started, I'm going to leave them to last, so me and James can really get in depth in your, because some of them are really cracking ones as well. So, but send in the super chat as well if you can, guys. Send in the super chat. Pick up your memberships. Plenty of members only videos coming up now. are just for Tottenham's return. So there'll be a load of members on in videos. Do send in your super chats as well. If you want to get ahead of the queue, if you want to get above us, above everyone else in the chat, send in the super chat. Dictate what we talk about. Dictate what question you want to ask us about the Enic investment or the January transfer window or just general anything about Spurs. Or if you're an Ireland fan, anything about Ireland's game coming up against Portugal, which we're going to lose and we're going to get stuffed. And I really do not want to do the watch along, but I'm doing it for you guys. I'm going through the pain of watching my national side being an embarrassment to the world, but I'm doing it for you guys. So, send in the super chat if you... Sorry.
Just one other thing as well, Dermo. Also, guys, if you are watching on YouTube, please, please, please hit the like button. Please, please, please. It helps us because it helps us get out there in the algorithm within YouTube. Please, please, please hit the like button. It doesn't cost you anything. If you want to just hit the like button for us, it helps drive our videos so people can find us and it can help us grow a little bit more. So please hit the like button. Also, hit the little notification bell so you know when me, Dermo, or Dermo and Tequila, or just Dermo, or just me, or just Tequila, one of the fabulous three that you have on this channel, you'll know when we're going live, and you also get all the updates of when we're posting videos, and you get access to all those sort of things. But if you want to pick up your membership for 99p, please help us grow a little bit more. Pick up that membership for 99p. You can't even buy a can of Coke for that anymore.
No. Also, hang on. I'm just going to... Hang on, I'll be with you in a minute. Just give us some
Yeah, no worries. All right, no problem. Well, what I'll do then, Dermo, is I will...
Here we go. I just want to bring this up. And also, big up to Mrs. Tron, who become a member as well. Big up. See? Even Mrs. Tron's a member. She's saying, please pick up your memberships. Well, she told me to say it. I typed it out, but that's what she said. So there you go. Big up.
Get her in the chat, Dermo. Get her in the chat.
Right, let's I'm gonna start that one as well, right, Rayman as well. So let's crack on with this. Big up to Rayman. Do you want to read this out and then I'll hit and you read them?
It says, yes, you may not pay the 100 million all this year, but you're going to need to pay it, so you need to have it. Yes, I think this is basically in relation to other players. And other comments about not needing the money straight away. David Clark says Anderson is a tremendous young player. He's tailor-made to take over from or challenge Paulinho's role. This guy has no ceiling for England. Last night he ran that midfield and outshone Declan Rice. Yeah, he was. By all accounts, he had a cracking game. And yes, he could take over Paulinho's role, but Paulinho's not really put a foot wrong this season for us. So I'm not going to be in any rush to usher him out the door. It'd be good to bring in, but someone of that sort of ilk, Mr. Clark. You're going to be looking at 60 million.
I think so.
Do we spend 50 or 60 million on another youngster that's basically we're going to wait to develop a little bit and hopefully develops a little bit more before he starts slotting into the first team?
Anyone that outshines that traitorous little gobshite, it's good to me. So get him in. Get him in. Big up to Noel as well. I agree with this. As a club, we're awful. Yeah, we are. We're dreadful at
absolutely 100%. 100%. I mean, you look at some of our signings and then what we've gone for. I mean, even Brian Hill, Sergei Reguilon, Robert Soldado, Pavlyuchenko, Sergei Rebrov. Right back who we signed, Emerson Royale, all signed for Tanguy and Ndombele, all signed for big money, all allowed to pretty much walk away from the club for pretty much peanuts. David Clark says Kolo Muani isn't a target man number 9. You only have to see him to play. His biggest asset is picking the ball up wide, just inside the opponent's half, and using his skill and power to run inside, causing havoc. Yeah, I get where you're coming from, David, on that one. I really do, and that is one of his strengths. But if you think you've got Xavi Simons, Kulusevski, and Kudos sitting behind Kolo Muani, surging the ball forward, laying the ball to him, and him using his strength and his power and his speed to burst into the box. Yes, he's not a target number 9, but he has that ability to become that kind of guy and to be able to break the lines for our wide and Simmons coming sitting behind. So that's why I want to see him given a shot.
Yeah, big up to Ghosted.
Says, yeah, big up Ghosted. He says, big up lads, come on you Spurs. We need to be looking to find the new Kane. I don't see him returning. We agree, Ghosted. It's a pipe dream, but even if he comes back, is he going to be the player that we said goodbye to? That's the bottom line on that one.
All I want to say is big up to Ghosted. Thank you for joining us. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Haven't seen you before in the chat, so do hit that notification bell for plenty of other content coming out. Big up to Ghosted, big up to Noel, big up to David. Rayman, it's a serious question for the panel. He means us, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
How embarrassed would you feel if we gave Scarlett a chance and he became the next Harry Kane? He ain't going to become the next Harry Kane, Rayman. I've told you this already. Dane Scarlett is another Troy Parrott. He needs to go away, restruct his career somewhere else, and you may see him flourish. He ain't doing it at Tottenham. I'm sorry. I know you're a big Dean Scarlett fan. I know you want to do him well. Look, if he does become the new Harry Kane, I will come on there and I will publicly apologize to you. But it ain't going to happen. I'm sorry. Just my feelings. It ain't going to happen. James is looking in deep shock.
Yeah, he's still on a young Dermo, and when you think about how old Harry Kane was when he broke into the first team, he was a couple of years older than what Dane Scarlett is now. And Harry Kane did the lone merry-go-round year after year after year. I see a lot of I get where Aim's coming from here. I get where he's coming from. His early career has been very, very similar to Harry Kane's early career with Tottenham.
Yeah.
Loan after loan after loan after loan. And sometimes it doesn't work out for players. Troy Parrott was a prime example. It didn't work out for him. He came back to Spurs, and Spurs obviously didn't like what they were seeing. But it's where careers are made. And I think loans for young players going out and learning the trade, learning the difficulties of playing in lower leagues, it's what makes or breaks their careers. And I think it could make Dane Scarlett, I think he could become a top quality Premier League striker. I think it's just a bit of patience. I think a bit of patience.
I don't see anything that shows me Dean Scarlett's going to make it at Tottenham. I'm sorry. And even to put him in the same breath as new Harry Kane, as a fan base, we say this a lot. Oh, he's the new Glenn Hoddle, or he's the new Harry Kane, or he's the new wherever, Gareth Bale. I'm sorry. We all fall into that trap. Every fan has. I just don't think he's going to make it. Look, do I want him to make it? Yeah. Do I want him to prove me wrong? Hell yeah. Do I see it happening? No. Nothing's shown me that Dean Scarlett's going to be the best next thing. I really don't. I mean, Mikey Moore could be
how old is Dane Scarlett? Let's be honest here.
Yeah, I just don't see nothing. I mean, people want to believe in him and think he can be grand. I love to be proven wrong. I really do. But I just haven't seen anything in any time I've seen them that makes me believe that he's the next best thing. Yes, you go about the Harry Kane thing. He didn't show anything out on loan. Yes, he was nearly sold to Leicester for under 100,000. Yes, he came in and he set the world alight. But don't forget, Dean Scarlett's had first team chances. Now, maybe he hasn't had a run of games, but I just don't think Dean Scarlett hasn't got. Maybe he might do well at a lower Premier League club, or a Championship side. But I just don't believe Dean Scarlett's the next best thing. But as I said, if I'm proven wrong, I'd be happily to be proven wrong. But I just don't see it.
He's 21 years old.
Hmm.
Dermo is Dane Scarlett.
Yeah,
And he's literally just turned 21 this year as well.
yeah.
So are you writing him off? You're basically writing him off as a Premier League footballer at 21.
I'm not.
If we'd have done that with Harry Kane, if we'd have done that with Gareth Bale, if we'd have done that with Heung-min Son, if we'd have done that with Decky, who's just come in, because everyone forgets how young Kulusevski is.
Yeah, but
everyone forgets how young.
But
look, where was he proven? Because he only had what he had.
He was playing at
okay.
Juventus.
I'm good. Yes, he was playing at Juventus, but was he setting the Serie A alight? No,
At
he
the
wasn't.
time, yeah.
He just broken into the Juventus first team.
Yeah, I just don't know why.
At 22 years old. At 22, he'd just broken into the first team at Juventus.
Let me ask you a question then, right? I mean, a lot of people in the chat are saying Will Lancashire. Now, I think Will Lancashire's got more talent than Dean Scarlett, in my opinion. Do you think?
I think they're two completely different players.
Yeah, but who's a better player, Dean Scarlett or Will Lancashire? Who's proved it more? Who's proved it more away on loan?
I think they both have. I think they've both given good accounts of themselves on loan. And you've got to think, Will Lancashire's younger than Dane Scarlett, so he's at a different stage of his development. So whereas what you're trying to draw a comparison is, you're drawing a comparison to a striker that's now hitting League One Championship loans to a player who's had non-league League Two loans. The non-league League Two loans are going to obviously make him look better, but if you actually compare them as equals of what was Dane Scarlett doing when he was that age, and you'd actually probably find that Dane Scarlett had the better loan spells than what Will Lancashire has. They're two very different kind of players.
Right, then. So how come then? Right, if you look at, we've had Richarlison not playing very well. We've had to take him off because of injury. How come we haven't put Dean Scarlett on instead of Richarlison to give him more Premier League experience? How come Thomas Frank hasn't said, right, Dean, you're going to get your shot now? No, he should have played him up front against Doncaster Rovers. If he really wanted him to see how he did, he should have played him up there. Look, I'm not putting the player down. If he makes it, I'm happy to be proven wrong. I always am. We've got this other striker coming in from Ireland as well in January.
Melia.
Maria, he's coming in. Yeah, he's coming in. Sorry, I've got a speech impediment, so I do get names wrong. So I do apologize, guys.
It's all right.
No, it's just a few comments and just a few comments. I know I've got a speech impediment, so I'm not going to get every name spot on. But you look. I just think Dean Scarlett, for me, sadly, is not going to rise it. Now, he may do well at a lower Premier League team. He may do well at a Championship side. But do we put pressure? This is a genuine question. Do we put pressure on young players too much to be the next Harry Kane, to be the next Gareth Bale, to be the next Glenn Hoddle? We see a player and he shows a little bit of talent or a little bit of a spark and he stands up above the rest. Do we put too much pressure on these young players? Should we not let them flourish and let them grow without all the expectations on them? We're having a debate about Dean Scarlett, and and why is he not being picked? And Rayman saying, could he become the next Harry Kane? Are we guilty of that? Because I think we are. As fans, we're very guilty of putting these players into little brackets where we should let them flourish. We should let them go. Troy Parrott, Troy Parrott had the talent become the next best thing, but he didn't take it. He fell into a wrong crowd in Ireland, which is well documented over here in Ireland. He fell into the wrong crowd in Dublin. and I feel he wasted his chance at Tottenham. He's gone to the Dutch league and he's flourished in the Dutch league. I think we're put too much pressure on these young players, and the pressure gets to them. I think as fans we have to be a little bit careful how we talk about these youngsters, because we can make them and we can break them as well, James. I don't know what you feel on that, but do you think we're guilty of that? And I think we are.
Yeah, I mean, we very much so. And I've just been going through some of the chat, and it's, I can't remember. Yeah, David Clark says here, just look how many youth players Spurs have shown the door to yet are back in the Premiership, tearing things up. Absolutely. And this one is a prime example. Jeff Hurst wasn't even in the England squad 5 months before the 1966 World Cup finals, yet he went to score a hat-trick in the World Cup final and was knighted, just saying.
He only got in because
Ryan
Jimmy
says,
Reeves got injured.
Yeah, and Ryan says, yes, this writing plays off thing is his main gripe. Nicholas, I wasn't comparing Kane and Bale to Scarlett. What I'm saying is what I was saying is if we wrote off Harry Kane and we wrote off Gareth Bale when they were at tender ages, look at Michael Owen. Michael Owen was 16. He was a completely anomaly for Liverpool. 16 years old, hit the Premiership, and this is what everybody gets confused and thinks about. Is like, oh, if they've not made it into the first team by the time they're 18, 20, 21, their seasons are over or their careers are over. Absolutely not. You get players who develop a lot later in life. Harry Kane was such one of those players who developed a lot later.
Okay, you're right in what you're saying, but did them players take their chances when they got them? Did they take their chances that they become rarely that the manager had to pick them? Did they take their chances? I just feel Dean Scarlett hasn't taken.
Harry Kane wasn't. Harry Kane, when he played for us, when he first started playing for us, everybody was sort of looking at it like, why are we playing this kid? He's done nothing. Why are we playing him? And he become on to be one of our greatest goal scorers ever.
I always see Harry Kane as a once-in-a-generational type player that you only get once in a lifetime, once every 20, 30 years. You get one of these strikers or players that come in.
I am not by any means saying Dane Scarlett is going to be the next Harry Kane, but I think writing him off at 21 and saying he's never going to make it at Spurs and that we should be looking at Will Lancashire is completely naive. I think we wouldn't have kept him around for so long if the youth academy, if the reserve team managers, if even the manager himself did not see something that was going to be there.
Yeah. I want to say big up to Nick as well. I haven't seen you for a while. I know you need to go, James, so I'm going to get through these start questions very quickly because I know you need to go off. I'm enjoying this conversation. Maybe this is a pre-record we can do. Have a good debate on this, James. Maybe it's another show you and me can, because I feel me see it. I think we agree, but we agree from different angles. And I think that's what I like about it. We don't always agree. And I like that. It makes good debate. It makes good content. So, fair enough. Yeah, I very quickly, I get what you're saying. I do understand what you're saying, but I see it slightly from a different angle. Just a yes or no on this. We'll get through these very quickly. Do you think they will spend January? Do you think they will spend in January window, or is it another smokescreen? Yes, they will spend in January.
I think they'll spend in January, but I don't think it'll be on a player that we necessarily think is going to walk straight into the first team.
Do you think also, very quickly, they might be looking to the summer as well and trying to get some deals early done for the summer as well?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Yeah. Would you say a few out-contract players we could be looking at? Maybe that's something we can look into a show. Bring up a list of players that are out contract in January.
I think probably we'll look at doing our business will be done a lot differently next summer than it has been done previously. I think probably Enic have looked at how we conducted ourselves this summer and tore their own hair out on the quality of players that we could have signed on free transfers and did nothing. So that have now huge resale value. I mean, Ryan Cherky gone to Manchester City for free, and as now Manchester City could quite easily sell him in January for 50-60 million. Do you know what I mean? That's resale value. Can we just dispel this? You can buy more than one massive player with.
I totally agree.
You can't buy one. You can't buy more than one massive player with 100 million. I don't think you can.
I think you can buy really great players. I can you dispute you can buy more than one massive player? I think you can buy really good players, especially if the contracts have got 6 months to go. And do you know, if you look at it that way, you can. I agree with you. You can generally, but I agree. And maybe it's worth looking at players that are really good players that got 6 months left in their contract. Maybe
I'll do some stat digging tonight.
Yeah, I'll do the same as well. Tails silent season. Do you know what? I think that goal at Leeds, and I said it in the watch along, that goal in Leeds will turn his career, turn his season around, I think.
Yeah, I think it's given him the confidence. Yeah.
Yeah. Big up to Archer. Payments for players are almost never paid in full. Yeah, I agree with that. I think, do you, James? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it says there, payments in... Oh, you took it away before I could read it.
Sorry.
It says payments for players are almost never paid in full upfront. 100 million could be, e.g. for 2 quality players in instalments, 25 million each over two years, or whatever payments, which is 100% Archer, absolutely 100%. That is usually on £100 million spend, 50 million upfront, 25 million over 2 years, or two lots of 25 million pound payments over 2 years. That is pretty much bog standard transfer breakdowns 101 right there.
Yeah. Serious question. We've got a few minutes left, and then I have to let you go. Serious question for the panel. How embarrassed would you? Oh, we read that. We've done that. That started that debate off, actually, which was a good question. I enjoyed that. Very quickly, big up to Mark Taylor as well. I haven't seen you before, Mark, but welcome to the channel. Please like and subscribe. But Kane is the odd one out of 100 kids. We have seen loads of young players with bright futures getting nowhere. Santango, where is he now?
Santiago,
unknown. That's true.
Jude Bell.
Yeah.
Is another one.
It is. Big up to less known. Picture of Gareth Bale, not counting Basuma, Basuma, Gray, Bentancur, Madison, and Decky. 8 players for 3 positions to improve the squad or open spot for youth. Which 3 would you remove? Ooh, that's a good question.
Well,
we'll end on this, but I think this is a very good question.
I know our 3 are going to be extremely different. So
maybe one of them will be the same. Basuma would be one for me.
Yeah. That's probably Basuma is probably one for the same. If 3 positions to improve, Maddison. But I think we've already got Maddison's replacement in Xavi Simons.
Yeah.
It's the last one, really. The last one, if I was going to probably say anything, I'm going to go on a player that's not on that list. I'm going out on left field on a player that we need that would not go. Is not on that list. I'm going to have to say, I'm going to go Odegaard. If it was for me to remove 3 players from this current Spurs squad who you could sell for a little bit of money and a half decent money for 2 of them and a little bit of money for 1 of them, I would sell Basuma, I would sell Odegaard, and I would sell Maddison.
Wow. Right. For me, Basuma would be one out of the players that are there. I would say Sarr and Bentancur. For me, that would be my 3. Because I think you've got maybe I don't know, Sarr or Maddison. I know Matthew's coming, so Maddison now.
If you think about it, Dermo, I'm not trying to influence you, but you think about the players that we've got who can play behind the front man. You've got Decky who can play behind the front man. Kudus can play behind the front man. Xavi Simons can play behind the front man. Hell, Randall Kolo Muani can play behind the front man if you really want to.
For me, I think Archie Gray can play with Palunia in the 6. That is actually great. So I think you got that.
Papsar can play behind the front man.
Yeah.
So you got 5 players there who can all play behind the front man. So I would turf Maddison out quicker than I could blink.
I like Maddison. I think Maddison's going to come back with a point to prove. I think he's now got a point to prove. We're missing out in the World Cup, proving that he's not this washed-up player. I think he's come back with a point to prove. That's why I keep him around, because I think you're going to get the best of James Maddison now.
I think he'll be injured again in 3 months. So
Decky, I wouldn't get off if you paid me. I think Decky for me is we need Decky, because Decky can play in the left, he can play in the right, and he can play in the centre. And he can play up front as well. So he can play in full position. Up top, For me, Bentancur, 6 months on his contract. I don't know if he signed a new contract.
Yeah, he signed a new contract. Yeah, he did sign a new contract.
If a good offer came in for him,
2-year extension.
Yeah. If a good offer came in for him, probably, yeah. But I think most people will probably go for Basuma, Gray, and Maddison. I think that would be anyone's normal 3 options for me. But I just feel Gray for me is going to be a great player for us.
Yeah, I do as well.
Let us know. Thank you very much. Hit the like, hit the subscription. Great question, actually, I have to say. That's what I like about this. I want questions like that, guys. This man has now set the standard. But James, we are going to let you go, bud. Because
yes, I do.
Do the school
I've got to do my I've got to do the school run, guys. It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much. If you do want to find me, hit me on THFC James on X, or come find me on here. I'm usually about.
Tonight, me and Philip Brady are doing our political channel. It's live tonight at 7. So do come over and join us when we talk all things politics and world politics as well. I'm back tomorrow with Before the Whistle, watch along, a match reaction to Portugal versus Ireland. God help me. We are streaming live on Fifth Tier Podcast, and as a special for you guys, it's now being broadcast here at THFC till I die. So don't tell anyone. But tell people, come over, watch the greatest watch along and live as I bring it to. Maybe James might join me. You never know, just for the bantering value, just for actually bantering me and saying how shit we are. But on that bombshell,
I might jump in and say, you're shit, and you know you are, and disappear.
Yeah, but don't tell me something I already know, because I know we're shit. On that bombshell, thank you all for watching. Like, subscribe. Take us to 3K. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you back tomorrow. Come on, you Spurs, and Big Thomas Frank, we trust.